A grim story from my friend's childhood. The story I'm about to tell is rather strange. By nature, I'm a skeptic, and believe that if not everything, then at least most phenomena that people attribute to the supernatural can be explained rationally if you think things through. I don't rule out that the events described below also have a much more mundane explanation, but for me, it still remains a mystery. Do you believe in devils? The little ones, with horns and hooves? I don't really, but that's exactly what this story is about, or rather, about a certain creature that was called that. So out I cried the village of Shrostki, summer of 2010, June. My younger sister came running from her friend's house and started telling me excitedly that her friend's father had forbidden them from walking along the road called Snake Ravine. A narrow, rocky, winding road, surrounded by steep slopes, rising about 6 meters high, overgrown with nettles taller than a person, and wild ivy. This road leads to the river, and I myself use it quite often. He said that there's a devil living in the bushes there, a black one with red eyes. Naturally, I laughed and told my sister that he was just trying to scare them, that nobody lives there, let alone a black man with red eyes. She argued back, saying that a lot of people had seen this devil. He jumps out at people from the bushes and also catches and eats cats. Sounds like complete nonsense. I didn't believe her, thinking that her friend had just decided to scare her. That was the first time I heard about this creature. Then rumors gradually spread through the village that many people really had seen some kind of black creature, either in that very snake ravine or at the old abandoned cemetery. Many people talked about it, but it seemed like no one took it seriously. About a month later, during my exams, my mom called me and told me the following in an anxious voice. Two of my younger sisters used to go to the so-called children's playground in the summer. Simply put, it's a camp at the school where children stay until about 4 o'clock and then go home. So after the day ended, the children decided not to go home right away, but to hang out at the football stadium, which was located on the grounds of the same school. There were about 25 or 30 people in their group. This whole crowd headed to the stadium together. And this is where things start to get interesting. Suddenly, one of the boys shouted that there was someone sitting in a tree. The soccer field was lined with elms around the perimeter. Suddenly, as my sisters describe it, a small black creature, just over a meter tall and covered in hair, jumped down from the tree, breaking a branch as it did so. It landed right in front of one of the girls, who was so frightened that she fell to the ground. The children ran from the stadium, while the creature darted through the broken gate and disappeared from sight. I assume it headed toward the cemetery, which is located right behind the school stadium. The dead-end street that runs along the stadium ends there. The girl in front of whom the creature landed was taken to the school, where it took a long time to calm her down. She said that the creature had large red eyes the size of a coin and a tail. Many people also mentioned horns, but some said that there weren't any. So their presence is far from certain. The children told the adults about it, but few believed them. Most people thought that someone played a prank. However, I trust my sisters, and they said it definitely wasn't a person. I went myself later to look at that tree. A broken branch about 7 centimeters in diameter was hanging there on the remaining bark. The height at which it was hanging was about 2.5 meters. Then I heard that the old lady living next to that very cemetery was almost scared to death by this devil. But I already remember that only vaguely. And then the summer of 2013. A year had passed. My grandmother's dacha is in Roski, not far from the river. She goes there every summer. We often used to visit her. And this is what she told us. She was working in the vegetable garden one day, which is in a low-lying area. Every spring it gets flooded, so there are tall sedges and maples growing behind the garden. Grandma was working at the far end of the garden, near the thickets, standing with her back to them. She was weeding something when suddenly someone jumped on her back. Grandma couldn't keep her balance and fell to the ground. The creature immediately jumped off her and darted into the bushes. Grandma only managed to catch a glimpse, as she described it, of a black hairy backside, a backside that looked like a monkey's. Everything happened very quickly. When the creature jumped on her, Grandma felt clawed fingers dig into her shoulders. By weight, the creature was like a small child, about 5 years old. At first, Grandma thought it was just someone's child playing a prank, until she saw the hairy backside. Then she thought it might be a cat, but this thing was far too heavy for a cat. A dog wouldn't have been able to cling on like that. I've thought a lot about what it could have been. Maybe a monkey, but how could a monkey survive the winter? People called this creature a devil. Mom called it Almasty. It's the Yakut equivalent of the Yeti, you could say, a northern version of the Yeti, similar in description to the Srastinsky devil. A small, hairy, dark creature that causes minor mischief, chases livestock at night, but doesn't do any real harm, and isn't considered dangerous. Everything stated above is absolutely true. I told you everything I could remember.